Some time back I had produced a video on my weather station to replace the bearings because they had rusted out. And I'm back at it again. One of the bearings is bad, and also the temperature sensor has gone bad. And it's reading really high temperatures, like 100 degrees, so it's time to take it apart. So the temperature and humidity sensors are contained in this little section on the bottom of the station. And this part just comes out with 2 screws. So though taking this part off will expose the actual temperature and humidity sensor, really you have to take the rest of the unit apart, the 6 screws that hold the body together. And here's the replacement temperature and humidity sensor that I got from Ambient Weather. This is actually my 3rd one. I think they're becoming corroded somewhat due to the coastal air. And a temperature sensor is usually based on a resistance that changes with the temperature. And so that's why it makes sense to me that if it's corroded, if the weather is corroding the sensor, the connection of the sensor, the junction of that, it's possible that it could affect the temperature readings. So anyway, I just had to replace it with a new one. So here you see I took out the 6 screws that hold the body together, and then the top and the bottom halves just separate. So inside this little case here is the main controller, and all the wires coming out from it are just going out to the various sensors. So all I'm doing here is taking out the 4 screws that hold the case around that controller. It's just kind of a tight fit because all the wires are still in place, and so I'm trying not to stretch those wires too hard. Okay, turning over that casing, now I can see the PCB and the controller board. And now I'm just going to use a small pick to try and pull out the connector for the temperature and humidity sensor. Okay, then I just put the connector for the new temperature and humidity sensor in and correctly and gently just pressed it into place. Here I'm just playing with what's known as the tipping bucket for the rain gauge. Obviously the one side has a magnet on it, and every time the bucket tips, that magnet moves and a sensor can count that. So this sensor here goes underneath the staff that sticks up, and it both allows for detecting the direction of the wind and also for the speed. So while I was looking around at the bottom of the unit, I saw this little board at the base, and it just had a couple of screws and a couple of wires, so I took it out and took a look at it. And it's an LED and a switch. And obviously the switch is really badly rusted. And thanks to Amazon, I have about 100 of these things, so I thought I'd replace it. So a switch like this is just a single pole. It's just a one connection, but it has 4 legs, and all 4 of those legs then are soldered into the PCB. So I had to unsolder that and pull the switch out. And in the process, of course, I had to take off the wires that were attached to the PCB as well, even for the LED. And then of course, after I put the new switch in, then I just had to sort of re-tin it, resolder those legs in, and then attach the wires. So this is where I have to eat humble pie and point out that I screwed this up, and these 2 solder connections were actually touching. I didn't realize it at the time, but they are. Interestingly enough, it didn't really affect the way the system operated, but it was drawing extra current from the battery. And so the battery life was only about a day. So anyway, eventually I tracked it back to this and figured it out, and had to then go resolder those joints. The little hiccup in this process was I broke one of the wind cups, and so I didn't want to wait for a replacement set, so I just epoxied them. I epoxied the broken one, and then just to make sure they were balanced, I put about the equivalent amount of epoxy in the other cups as well. Okay, the last part of this is just to replace that bearing again. This is one that I'd replaced before, and clearly it wasn't a real stainless steel bearing. So I bought a new one, and I'm confident the new one is better. So I'll just put that in. I was pretty generous with the grease on the bearings this time, just to make sure that there's a coating against this corrosive air close to the coast. So at this point, it's just a matter of reassembly, and for details about the reassembly, I'll point you to the other video because I went over that in pretty good detail there. One thing that was a little awkward is that temperature and humidity sensor needs to then get threaded through the hole in the bottom, and then it actually has to be squeezed into this little plate thing here. But once that's done, then that whole assembly, this thing that they might call a weather shield, can be screwed into the body, and of course then the two halves of the body can be screwed back together. And once everything's together, it's actually pretty straightforward to test it, because the receiver will pick up on the unit, the sending unit, as long as it's got batteries in it. And then you can just mess around with the wind cups and the wind direction sensor and confirm that it's all at least doing something as you move things around. One last modification I made was to epoxy these little wires on. These are actually made to sort of discourage birds from sitting on stuff. And I was having a problem that the birds would sit on the edge of this bowl and they just poop into it. There was so much poop sometimes it would block the hole. It was bad. So the station's been up and running for several days. I'm going to call this a success.